Hey folks, Dave here, and welcome to a special preview of the upcoming standalone version of the game of Gwent. This is the card game originally invented for The Witcher 3 that, like I mentioned, is now becoming its own thing. It's going to be on a number of platforms, including consoles, and the game has been completely rebalanced for player versus player combat and for a multiplayer environment. Now, if you guys have been on my channel for a while, you know that I am a ridiculously huge Gwent fan. Joel and I, a good friend of mine, built our own custom collector's Gwent set for real-life PvP last year. And since we built that set, we have played literally hundreds of games of Gwent. Let's hope that all of that playing will actually pay off once the standalone beta launches on October 25th. But, as you guys can see here, I actually got a special sneak peek thanks to the Gwent Kill the Servers event, where CDPR had us try to take down the Gwent servers, and I did get in, and I got to try all 4 of the decks that are going to be in the game at launch. I am going to be playing as Skillege for this first round, and I'll be fighting against Northern Realms. My opponent got the coin toss to go first, and he played a spy. Now, spies are no longer a free extra card. You don't get 2 cards with your spy. You draw 1 card, leave it face down, draw a second card, put it face up, and you have to pick which card you're going to keep. It's an interesting twist, and there's actually some other spies with different abilities. If you ask me, it's weird to play that card so early on because it would be more helpful, in my opinion, to leave that for later on in the game after your strategy might have to change. Now here I've played the Cal card, which is basically the same as it was in the current version of Gwent, which is I get a free card once it's removed from the board, a valuable short monster card. He played an interesting siege card that, after a couple of turns go by, actually gains in the number of points that it's worth. You can see that countdown down at the bottom there. That's how many turns are left before it gets that extra point value. I'm going to go with a card that adds some extra value to all of the cards on the close combat row, and I think he's going to reply with, I think it's going to be a Scorch. Yep, he could not resist that 9 just hanging out there. Now you guys can see that I have a different kind of Scorch card that scorches and removes the lowest value cards on the board. That one is a very fun card and extremely strategic.
Bow before modern Freya.
You guys saw I made a mistake right there. I tried to medic a card that I could not, and so I just wasted a medic worth 1 point basically. Right. And there his siege unit becomes a 6 finally. He played a Witcher card but had no other Witchers to summon.
We'll greet him with fire and iron.
And I'm gonna reply with just a simple 7.
Finally.
And I get 2 free 7s from my leader ability. One thing definitely remains true from the Gwent that I've been playing with Joel and my other friends in real life in the last year. It is very important to play as hard as you can on the first round. You cannot let them have an easy pass on that first round. You've got to make them earn it if they get that win. Honestly, the first round remains by far the most important round in the entire game.
We shall do it my way.
So, I'm going to go ahead and use my card here that lets me swap a few of the cards in my hand for alternative cards. And it's also worth 7, and it's a gold card, so it cannot be scorched or have other effects applied to it. Not bad at all. My opponent is going to use his Northern Realms card here to turn his Witcher card into a gold card, and he has a faction ability that gives him +2 for all gold units. I'm going to play a 5, basically, to just keep the cards coming. And he passed. I did have to play a lot of cards, but that 1/5 has a bonus amount of points on it when it's recalled from the graveyard / discard pile. So that's nice. And there is my free monster Chort card, which comes from the Cal. Nice, and it looks like I got a second medic here in my draw. That is very, very nice. It also looks like a lot of my cards have extra points applied to them. I'm not sure which card or ability did that, but I won't question it. I'm going to play the Spy here.
You stand before royal
Give him
majesty.
8 points, and look at that. Add 2 strength to all non-gold units in your graveyard. So I went ahead and picked that card, the one that I could see, because that's a pretty sweet ability.
Like a wolf, I am.
I'm going to go ahead and play that now for the free 8 points. And also, so when I start medicing units from my graveyard, they're going to have extra points. And as you guys can see, a bunch of those cards in my discard piles are now worth a ton of points. Looks like he brought back one of his Witcher cards. I'm going to go ahead and run the medic. Get that free medic 4 to stack it up. So medic the medic. And then let's bring back the 8, which should become, when it's played, a 12, thanks to its card ability when being played from the graveyard. He's going to play good old Geralt here, who has some terrible kerning on that card name. At this point, I've decided he's gotten ahead. He has some very good cards out there on the battlefield here. I'm going to throw the second round. I'm already 1 round ahead. I can do that. And because I have this Ciri card, if I lose the round, I actually get her card back into my hand. So it's a free card back, and it makes it a lot safer to plan to throw a round, like I'm going to do here.
Don't you pester me.
I'm going to play my bonus dwarf card here, and crank up those points on the first row.
Too old for this shit.
Now, his Witcher cards are supposed to be summoning cards, if I remember correctly, so I'm not sure why playing 1 didn't summon the rest, but I'm going to go ahead and pass with 51 points to his 46. He gets that gold card ability, but he has to play another card in order to win this round. And he has to win this round because I won the first one. He has no choice. He has to keep playing. And he wasted a medic to win the round, basically.
Finally.
64 points to 51. I assume that's the lowest number of points he could play to win, but that's a lot of cards that he had to play. So we each draw 1 card for the final round, but I get Ciri back as well. So now I have 4 cards, and he only has 2. This should be a very easy win. I also have a Scorch here. So what I'm going to do, he just played a card that clones itself twice. I'm just going to go ahead and Scorch all 3 of those. They're low value, but he might have been planning to use like a modifier on those or something. He just goes ahead and passes. His last card must have been worthless after that Scorch.
He is here.
So I'm going to give him an 8, but also I get to draw a card from his graveyard. It's the Poor Infantry. It's only worth 2. But when I play it, it spawns the other 2.
You won't.
He's still ahead by 2 points. but he's already passed, and I have all the options in the world here.
Yield and save me some
I'll
time.
play the 8. And, do I go ahead and play the 9 too? I'm ahead at this point. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I go ahead and pass. So guys, there you have it. That's the first game. I am really impressed with how well balanced this game is. All of the factions are a ton of fun, and despite the large amount of ability cards now in the game, nothing feels OP that stood out to me, and the abilities are pretty easy to pick up on if you're experienced with the old version of Gwent. So let's go ahead and roll a second round, because this is just way too much fun.
Close ranks.
And like I said, all the factions were very well balanced and fun to play. For this second game, I'm going to be playing as the Monsters deck, with Aridin, King of the Wild Hunt, as my leader. What I'm doing for the redrawing cards is I'm going to get rid of any cards that I would get for free. So any muster cards that I've got 2 of go back into my deck. Because after all, when you muster a card and you get to draw all of them from your deck for free, why have 2 of them in your hand if you can just draw them all from the deck anyway? Also, any doubles like multiple Scorches, I generally go ahead and swap. Now, Monsters is pretty interesting. They were very overpowered the first day of the stress test because they have tons of abilities that actually take advantage of frost effects and make their cards more powerful. Kind of ironic because frost weather effects in the original Witcher 3 version could destroy them. Right there I use the low-level Scorch ability to take out his lowest units right there. He immediately responds with a full Scorch and takes out my couple of units as well. Like I was saying, on the first day of the stress test, the Monsters deck had the only weather card in the entire game, and the other deck, Northern Realms, that was available for the first day, had no clear skies, clear weather cards, so they were helpless against Monsters. Speaking of helpless, right there, I just scorched his card that in a few turns would have become a gold card and gotten a free +2 from the Northern Realms faction ability. He responds with a 6, and I go ahead and play an Ice Giant. That will get a bonus if Frost is applied, I believe.
Finally.
He's going to play a couple of 6s, and he's now ahead by 2 points. I not only have a Frost card, but I also have a card that lets me play any weather that I want. So I'm going to play just the traditional Frost for now. That'll get me up to 14 and the lead. Ooh, good Scorch. He takes out my 11. I'm going to play this 4 just because it's immune to Frost. Let's see if he's going to pass yet. I love how you can actually see what cards your opponent is looking at up there in his hand, with that little burning outline. So he's going to clone that card and get a 6 out of it. A good fog right now would be perfect. I'm going to start with Aridin, which is a gold card, of course, and immune to all weather effects and scorches. I'm trying to buy my time so he'll pass. What is my opponent gonna do here? I guess he's kind of low on cards too. he's also used his leader ability. And he passes, and I don't have to use the fog. Almost a shame. I might have tried to use the fog instead of Aridin, and that would have saved me my 15 value Aridin card for another round. For now, though, I have won that first round. Again, the first round is super important. You want to play hard and don't pass early no matter what. We've now each drawn our 2 cards for round 2. Now this Avalok Spy is a bit different. I get to draw 2 cards, but my opponent also gets to draw 1, and he gets the 6 points. That's also a gold card, so that's a permanent 6 points that I'm going to give him. Now there's the Witcher card with the muster. He gets all of those lined up nicely. Not sure why the previous player was not able to muster his cards for the Witcher set, but I won't complain. Just a simple 8 there on the ranged row. I'm really just kind of trying to see what he's going to do here. He's going to play the Commander's Horn, and he's going to play it on the siege row. That might have been an accident. Yeah, the new Dandelion card is still a Commander's Horn, but I believe it's the row of your choice. I mean, he can't double the gold card on siege. It makes no sense. Not sure what happened there. He really should have doubled his close combat row. Unless he's playing some card for that last row that I'm not aware of. So he's got a ton of cards out on the board right now. I'm going to play another 4. Again, trying to just play things out and see how many cards I can get him to play, even if I pass the second round and let him have it. He's only 5 points ahead right now. And he's going to clone that 6. Very nice. Oh no, that actually makes it a gold card. That's the promote option, not the clone option. The clone option is his leader ability. I'm going to go ahead and call in the Arachnus. Nice, that's all siege and range row. So I'm still good to frost that first row. So I could have used the Arachnus on the first round because there would have been none of them on frost. So that's good to know. Generally, in the current version of the game, they're all played on the close combat row, which with the frost would not have been good. He played a spy, an interesting choice. I'm wondering, I'm very far ahead. Do I keep that weather card, or do I really make him suffer? Because he's got to win this second round. He has no choice because he lost the first. All the options are mine when I win the first round. I'm going to play that frost. And there we go. That hurt him a good bit. I am now 17 ahead. And his last cards must have been pretty awful because he surrenders and passes right there. Well guys, that was a pretty simple round, but combined with the first round, that's a good look at the first couple of decks, Skillege and the Monsters deck, for the Gwent stress test. Like I mentioned earlier, the full beta comes out on October 25th, and you guys can expect some videos from both me and Joel as we dive in feet first. We've been waiting for this ever since we got hooked in the game last summer in Witcher 3 and then with our own personal card collection. And yeah, we're stupidly excited about standalone Gwent, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I do have the 2 other decks to show you guys, and hopefully I'll have time to show you those before the actual beta launches. But if you have questions about the game or about the stress test and my experiences during that, let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.